It was 11:14 this morning when Fabienne was sitting on the couch while drinking her coffee. I sat at our table editing a video, probably for a client, and suddenly our doorbell rang.
I'm needed at the door!
I jumped up. She turned towards me. It must be him. And I was just like, no, he wanted to let us know beforehand when he drove off. So we opened the door and it was him. Packed with tools under his arm. He said, my previous appointment didn't last that long. So I thought I will come earlier. This is the story about finding the cause of the mold in our apartment.
After he came in and put all things down, we explained the situation and showed him the problem. He first got an overview of the situation and started right away, where it was most humid. Of course, in our kitchen.
Kann man schon was sagen oder kennen die, gell?
Nee, das kann noch dauern. Wir haben hier Kunststoffleitung, die kann ich ja mal gar nicht orten. Mit irgendeinem Gerät.
Schon ein bisschen Angst gemacht, hat gemeint, das könnte theoretisch auch bedeuten, dass man hier irgendwie aus der Wohnung raus muss und dann, dass der Boden aufgebohrt werden muss und...
Kann alles sein. Aber erstmal nicht hoffen.
He began with our sink and then took a closer look at the transition to our living room. He started with removing the baseboard and the piece of the parquet. And already after just 4 minutes, the surgery began. Suddenly he started pounding on our floor. The vacuum cleaner was running at the highest level. Rocks flew through our apartment. He was hitting the floor. Piece by piece, stone by stone, one after another, and he was putting out more and more rocks. Hammer, chisel. The vacuum cleaner. Dust, stones. He hammered deeper, deeper and deeper. And what giant rock he pulled out there. It seemed to me as if he was operating at the open heart of a human.
Back to the bleeding! Where's this blood coming from? We gotta clamp it off. Where the hell's that J-17?
We need that J-17 and OR4.
Then he cut open the floor with a cutter. Styrofoam. Everything down there seemed too dry for moldy walls. And then he asked us to turn on the dishwasher.
Lassen Sie doch mal die Spülmaschine kurz laufen. Logik her, ja.
And we noticed that the hose of our dishwasher was relatively short.
Weil der ist eigentlich ein bisschen euch kurz, ja, aber...
Which probably was why there was water under our sink the last time. We tried to rule out possible causes and turned down the water supply in our hallway. And then, when I came back into our living room, aka kitchen, he suddenly pounded again on our floor, but this time he right here under our sink. We just wanted to help, but we couldn't do anything. He didn't even know by himself what the cause was. He then called a colleague and asked him about possible causes.
Ja, ich finde den Schaden, wenn es darum geht.
And this call took several minutes. He was just completely at a loss. And his colleague had absolutely no idea as well. Perplexity, helplessness,
absolute cluelessness. No one knew what to do. In order to continue looking under our sink, the base cabinet then had to be removed completely. But the hose of the dishwasher prevented this.
Ich wollte den jetzt rausziehen, aber der Schlauch, der geht ja an die Spülmaschine, der liegt genau
Unter dem
vor dem Fuß. Entweder machen wir jetzt die Spülmaschine aus oder warten, bis sie fertig gelaufen ist.
So the hose first had to be removed in order to dismantle the cabinet. To do this, however, we needed to turn off the dishwasher again. So this enabled us just to check a small part of the lines for leaks, because we had no hour line that we could turn off.
Guck jetzt auf die Leitung von hier, bis sie wieder hochkommt, kaputt ist irgendwo. Aber von hier bis wo auch immer sie hingeht, kann ich keine Prüfung machen, kann ich nicht gucken, was los ist, weil ich nirgendwo noch eine Leitung habe, die ich noch zusätzlich zudrehen kann.
Then came my assignment. I should run water in the bathroom. Cold. When I came back from the bathroom, suddenly he takes out the saw or flex or whatever it was and he cut our tiles. What a noise this was! And then he took out the tile. Hammer, chisel again. Boom, boom, boom. Pounding on our floor. Boom, boom. Dust, rocks flew. Boom, 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 boom. This was so loud. The problem that we had then was that I actually had to work at 3 p.m. in the gym. And Fabienne from 2 on. And it seemed like that he needs a lot longer than we expected. So she called her work and asked if she can attend her meeting from home.
Bist du gerade im Büro? Kannst du mir bitte mal die...
And while she was calling her work, he called his colleague again for ideas. He still had no clue what the cause of the mold was in our apartment. He then used a line finder, started in our hallway into our living room, and what a strange noise that made. Whereupon he then also marked our floor. And then he told us the last chance and idea what he can do is to open the floor again, and this time close to our chimney here.
Ich würde einfach hier nochmal den Boden aufmachen wie da, weil da kommen die Leitungen entlang und da nochmal eine Einsicht machen.
So this was the time for hammer and chisel again. And that was the last chance to find the cause of the mold in our apartment. He then cut out the lining of the pipes here and here with a cutter and tried to check if he could hear anything. He then told us that he had never a case like this before. He has absolutely no idea where the mold comes from, and he needs to come again next week with a colleague of him. So now we're living on a construction site, waiting for the next appointment to find out what the cause of the mold in our apartment actually is. This needs to be continued.
Die Wand ist komplett nass, der Flur ist nass, hier ist es richtig nass. Dann müsst ihr hier unten, das ist die Bodenplatte, ja. Da liegt unsere Stromleitung. Hier irgendwann in diesem Styropor kommt dann unsere Fußbodenheizung, unsere Schlangen. Das ist mir nicht, das ist
Trocken.
nicht nass genug.